of patience or not. Jackie Robinson was a guest on Meet the Press in 1957, and I want to play an audio excerpt of it, and you will hear Jackie Robinson asked about this issue of whether African Americans should be patient when it comes to certain rights issues. Take a listen.
How do you answer those people who insist that the NAACP is moving very, very fast to get the rights of the Negro, but seems to be doing not enough to impress upon the Negro his own responsibility as he gets these rights?
Well, when they say that the NAACP is moving too fast, I heard that, Mr. Steve, back when I was out investing in California trying to get into the YMCA. Take your time, be patient. Patience is fine. I think that if we go back and check our record, the Negro has proven beyond a doubt that we have been more than patient in seeking our rights as American citizens. Be patient, I was told as a kid. I keep hearing that today. Let's be patient. Let's take our time. Things will come. It seems to me that the Civil War has been over about 93 years. If that isn't patience, I don't know what is.
Brian, you've been critical of whether same-sex marriage is part of the civil rights.
Well, I think it's a slur on the Americans, the majority of Americans who stood up to vote for what President Obama a year ago agreed to, what Secretary Clinton agreed to 2 weeks ago, that it takes a man and woman to make a marriage. It's a slur on them to somehow say that opponents of redefining marriage are in the same boat as those who opposed interracial marriage. That is just a slur. It's an assertion. What we are fighting about is there a civil right to redefine marriage? We say no, there is no such civil right. Laws against interracial marriage were about keeping the races apart. Marriage as the union of a man and a woman is about bringing the sexes together. That is a good and beautiful thing, and I think it's a slur to say that it's bigotry to stand up for this truth. Reverend Chuck.
It was a battle on interracial marriage of people saying that traditional marriage in this country was between people of the same race, and that others that were supreme had the right to decide what the tradition was. They had the right to tell others that were inferior they couldn't marry who was superior. What we are fighting here is the rights of people to be protected. It is not the same thing as racial, but it's the same thing when you have others decide the prerogatives of people's lives, and you cannot fight for one's rights without fighting for everyone's rights. And I think it is absurd for people to say that we're going to stand for people to have the right to determine their lives, regardless of race, but they can't do it regardless of sex. And it's a cop-out to say, have a civil union. Just shack up, don't get married.
Very quickly,
people have rights, so they don't have rights.
Gays and lesbians have the right to live as they choose. They don't have the right to redefine.
They have the right to live as they choose as long as it meets your moral standard.
It's not about my moral standard.
That's not
the fact that marriage comes before the state. The state does not create it.
And now we know why. This is before the Supreme Court, who will see if they have the guts to make a stand one way or the other. I want to thank you all for your patience on this.